So people are telling me that they want to hear more from me directly. And so I'm trying to do more video content. And also the Instagram algorithm likes it, so can't complain about that. And I'm a nervous presenter. Speaking off the cuff like this makes me nervous. Teaching makes me nervous. And so it's also good for me to do this. But as I was thinking about being anxious about speaking and being anxious about doing things sort of in person, whether it's videos like this or showing up somewhere in person, as someone with anxiety, that's a big part of my life emotionally is handling that anxiety around being social. And I wanted to tell this story about something that was really effective for me recently. So, recently here in Seattle, we had a Fat Lake Day. We all went, a whole bunch of people. There were like, I don't know, 50 or 60 people. And we all sort of took over half of this lakeside area at a state park. And everybody showed up in their bathing suits and swam and sat out in the sun or in the shade and socialized and laughed and had fun and took up a lot of space. And it was really cool. It was so nice not to have to show up and be the outlier as far as body size. Almost everybody there was fat and and it was so cool to just be among other really awesome fat people. And in the past, when I have gone to events, it just sort of for my whole life, I've always felt like the odd one out. And I have often been that person standing in the corner, sort of afraid to talk to anybody and all by myself and feeling left out and feeling like I'm the only one that doesn't have a friend group already. And it makes what could be a really fun experience kind of really crappy when you're the one sitting by yourself. When you feel like you're sitting at the middle school cafeteria table by yourself and everybody else is having fun. Well, this time, for one of the first times in my life, I had a friends group waiting for me when I got there. I had people that I already knew, and that was really cool. And it gave me an emotional foundation to think about more than just my own anxiety. So, but I was still anxious because I have an anxiety disorder. This is what I do. I'm anxious about things. Like I'm professionally anxious. So, so it was really cool to have, people that I already knew there that I knew that I could hang out with and I knew that I could talk to. But then I was thinking about all the other people who were going to show up and be nervous, and all the other people who were going to sit there by themselves because they were too afraid to talk to everybody. And I ended up sort of stumbling into this really cool strategy for handling my own anxiety in socializing and in events. I decided that this time I was going to be uh, the one who made other people comfortable. I decided that this time I was going to be the one who made sure nobody else was lonely. And in doing so, I had so much fun and I had so much joy in both meeting new people and helping other people ease their anxiety. So here's what I did. I was not hosting this event. This was not my event. So I was very careful not to step on the toes of the people who were actually hosting. I did not pretend to be hosting the event, mind you. I made it very clear that these are the hosts over here and they are wonderful, and I'm just checking on folks. But I kept an eye out for anybody who was arriving by themselves, anybody who was setting up, maybe a little way away from everybody else, like they didn't know who to talk to. People who looked a little nervous, people who, like in their body language, people who might end up not talking to anyone otherwise or being afraid to talk to somebody. And I walked right up to them and I smiled and I introduced myself. Again, made it clear that I wasn't hosting the event. And asked if they had friends coming, asked if they had somebody to sit with. And I pointed to, where my friends and I had set up our stuff. And I said, please feel free to come join us. We deliberately left space in our sort of circle of chairs, camp chairs, and blankets. We deliberately sort of made it a very wide open circle, not a closed circle. And I just invited people to join us. And some people chose to, and some people chose not to. Some people did sort of want to set up on their own and be at the perimeter. And that was, of course, that was totally fine too. But some people did come join our circle. Some people did sit up nearby. And I met so many people that I wouldn't have if I had either stuck to my own friends group the whole time or been too afraid to talk to anybody. And as I did it, I sort of realized that I've been so grateful in the past for the people who have done that for me, who approached me, who made sure I was comfortable. And I realized that the only difference between me when I was too afraid to talk to anybody and hanging out by myself at these events, the only difference between me and the people who did reach out and make other people feel comfortable is that those people decided to do it. There was no different, there's no difference. So why not me? Why, why not? Why shouldn't I be the one who reaches out and makes other people comfortable rather than feeling like nobody wants to talk to me? Um, the only difference between me then and me now is that I decided that why not? And so just that shift in mindset, just that shift in rather than being the outsider, I'm going to be the one who pulls people together. I just had to decide to do it. There was no magical moment when I was not confident doing this. Um, I was not, I did not somehow magically become socially smooth. I did not somehow become like a super confident social butterfly. I got my words tangled up like I do when I'm nervous, and I sort of flailed around socially, and I probably acted like a dork, but it made people comfortable. And I just, the only difference between me then and me now is that I did it. And it was so much fun. And like I said, I met some new friends, and we added each other on Facebook or added each other on Instagram. And from now on, when I am feeling up to it, I will be this person, because the only difference between me and somebody who does that is that I had to decide to be that person. It didn't have anything to do with gaining confidence or gaining social skills. It was just this decision. So if you feel like that might be accessible to you, give it a try next time you go somewhere. Be the person who approaches people, because anybody can do that. And it's okay to not do it perfectly. It's okay to not know what you're doing. There's no magical switch to flip except just to be the one who does it. So it was really cool finding this strategy that worked really well for me to just be the person that does the thing. More next time.